It's the J Roos theory, the only theory that matters. Got another West Coast story. This one is so funny. It involves my auntie, my mom, and my cousin. They had just gone to the grocery store or whatever. Saw it happen in Southeast San Diego. All these stories pretty much are going to happen in Southeast San Diego. You know, Southeast is pretty much the Compton of San Diego. Instead of Crips, though, it's mainly Bloods. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this story. Anyway, my auntie and my mom had just gone to some grocery store. I don't know if it was Food for Less or what was out there at the time, Albertsons or one of those, maybe even Walmart. Anyway, it's not important. They went to the grocery store, came back. They were unloading the groceries, and I forget what kind of car, but they were taking them out of the hatch and walking up to the house. And they still had some groceries left in the car. They're going back and forth. And as they look back, they see this Mexican dude with groceries running down the street. And then I think it was my cousin was like, hey, he got our groceries. They're like, hey, wait a minute. They started chasing this poor guy down the street. My auntie, my mom, and my cousin started chasing this poor guy down the street. And he didn't know English. He's just saying something in Spanish, yelling back and dropping his groceries. I'm sure he didn't know what was going on. And he's just running like they just chase him like, hey, he's got our groceries. He's just flying. And come to find out, they look at some of the things that he spilled on the ground, and I guess he dropped a bag. They looked at it like, wait a minute, we didn't get these tortillas and all that. The guy had just come from the grocery store. It wasn't even their stuff. He had no idea what was going on. They're like, hey, wait, man, we're sorry. But he didn't know English. He's just, running and saying something in Spanish. He's way down the street by then. He couldn't hear him. He's just thinking they're out trying to rob his food. They're thinking he took their food. And he's thinking you guys are trying to take mine. That is crazy. I know my auntie and I know my mom and auntie felt bad. My cousin. He's just thinking, oh, they trying to jack my groceries. Can I even get home? I don't know what he told his family when he got home. They probably like, dude, where's our food? And he's like, hey, they tried to rob me up the street. Don't go back up there. They crazy. They got, everybody's out there. They got their whole family out there robbing people for groceries. Poor guy. I hope they didn't go hungry that night. That dude turned into Carl Lewis. That dude was out of there. You would at first glance think, okay, we're unloading our groceries. We see this dude, running down the street with groceries. You just assume he took your groceries. And then they look in the bag, they're like, uh-oh, false alarm. uh, who needs TV when you grow up in Southeast San Diego or the West Coast? You can just look outside. It provides its own entertainment. Oh my gosh, that story is so funny though. Even when my mom tells it to this day, she starts cracking up till tears start coming out her eyes. And we we feel bad, like, oh man, poor guy. Everybody was clueless. The Mexican dude didn't know what was happening. My mom, auntie, and cousin didn't know what was happening. They just thought, we're going to get our groceries back. And he thought, hey, I ain't getting beat up for these groceries. He just dropped them as he was running. But anyway, life in the West Coast. I do miss me some Southeast San Diego and all my people out there. Shout out to my buddy Daryl. Shout out to Big Chris, my cousin. Shout out to all the homies out there, Missed them days. J. Roos Theory. Beat down the like button like so. Comment, share, subscribe, and be fearless. Yay, yay.